Alright guys, in 2022 there was a guy called Blockchain Baron. He was a crypto investor who thought he had it all. He lived a high life but still felt something was missing. Instability in his portfolio caused instability in his mind. So Baron went to Twitter asking what is the best stablecoin right now. USDT, they said, and staking it in Anchor could give him 20% APY. Baron did not wait or think about it for a long time. He converted all his wealth and staked it in Anchor to get that juicy 20% APY and to ultimately find the inner peace. But he failed, because the stablecoin as well as the high yield was fake and was not backed by anything, as well as this story is completely fiction. There was never a person named Blockchain Baron, but I'm sure there were a lot of people who trusted stablecoin by Terra Luna and who lost all their savings. That's why if you don't want to lose all your hard-earned crypto, it's so important to know which stablecoin is the safest, fully US dollar backed and not gonna scam shortly. So don't be like Blockchain Baron who didn't watch my video, because right now I'm going to dive into details of USDC, USDT, BUSD and show you which stablecoin is the best option for keeping your investments secure. But first of all, what exactly is a stablecoin? Stablecoins are digital assets that are designed to maintain a stable value, which makes them an attractive option for investors who want to limit their exposure to price volatility in the crypto market. This means that when you purchase a stablecoin, you're essentially buying a token that is backed by an asset, and its value remains relatively stable. And with an increasing number of stablecoins available, it can be tough to decide which one offers the most security and reliability. However, right now, US dollar-backed tokens such as USDC, USDT, and Binance USD until recently remain some of the most popular options on today's market. When choosing a stablecoin, the most important thing to consider is whether or not the company that issues it follows regulations and keeps each token backed by real dollars. To guarantee this, these companies must provide transparent audits every month so we can be certain they have enough reserves. And because I've read these audits so you don't have to, let's compare USDT, USDC and BUSD from this perspective. When it comes to USDT, it is a stablecoin issued by Tether Limited, based in the United States but owned by the Hong Kong company iFinex. USDT is one of the most widely used stablecoins with a remarkable market capitalization surpassing $69 billion. And every one of those crypto dollars is secured by real assets such as cash, bills, bonds and stocks. At least that's what the report says. If we look at that report, we will see that 80% of their reserves are in cash or other short-term deposits. The other part of the reserves consists of investments, loans, and bonds. If you look a little more closely, 71% of their cash reserves are US Treasury bills, 10% are cash and bank deposits, and 14% are money market funds, and 0% are commercial papers. This is good news. If you trust the United States economy, you can be calm, because your USDT is almost entirely backed by United States Treasury bills. But USDT is not the best option when it comes to stablecoins, because it depegged a couple of times, leading some skeptics to believe that Tether's dollar reserves might not be fully funded. And there has been a lot of controversy around USDT lately. For example, many people think that Tether could implode after FTX crashed. And there is also a theory that Tether has been used to manipulate the price of Bitcoin on Bitfinex and many more. So, USDT is not a stablecoin with a completely white reputation, and it's not regulated by any government or financial institution. Thus, there is no guarantee that your funds will be safe if something goes wrong. On the other hand, USDC, created by Circle Internet Financial, a regulated financial services company, is one of the most reliable stablecoins in crypto. It is fully backed one-to-one with US dollars and short-dated treasury bills held at approved banks. Plus, it has been recognized by big names like Goldman Sachs, Visa, and Bitmain. Finally, USDC complies with anti-money laundering and know your customer regulations, making it one of the most secure and regulated stablecoins available. With these measures in place, you can be sure your funds are safe and real. By the way, if you're a scammer, beware. They have a token blocking feature that will block coins even on your wallet. which means the stolen money will be given back to the owners. So use DAI better. Just kidding. Right now, they have 41.5 billion USDC in circulation, backed by $41.6 billion in cash and short-dated US Treasury bills, making USDC the second largest stablecoin by capitalization and the first in terms of security and compliance. So, you're safe when holding USDC, and if you don't have any, you can buy it on Coinbase. Feel free to get your free 10 back using the link in the description below. And if you're going to hold it for a long time, you will definitely need a battle-tested cold wallet to provide complete protection for your funds. For example, I use Ledger actively and highly recommend it. The link is also in the description below. Have you noticed that we haven't yet discussed BUSD? Let me quickly fill you in. BUSD was the best alternative to USDC issued by Paxos Global, which is based in New York. BUSD was also fully backed by US Treasury bills and debt, and was ranked somewhere between USDC and USDT in terms of safety. But simply because the SEC has classified BUSD as a security, Paxos decided to avoid potential legal conflicts by suspending the issues of new BUSD and will only support it until 2024. So there is no point in keeping your money in BUSD anymore, even though it is safe. This example shows how quickly things can change with crypto, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date. I hope this video was helpful and you're now ready to decide which stablecoin is the perfect match for your bag. If so, let me know in the comments below which of them you will use and why. And please subscribe to the channel to keep me motivated, and see you in the next time.